Okay, wouldn't it be neat if I changed this plate to say 25? Whoops, wrong parameter. 25, and not only did it change the plate length, it would know to change the hole and add that together. So, how would I do that? Well, first thing I would do is add a formula. And the formula I want to use is a length. So I'm going to select new type and I'm going to use length. This will have a capital L. You might do all caps so you remember which is which. So I'm going to do capital L here and say OK. In my parameter tree, a length has been added. Now, you don't technically have to turn it to 0, but when you try and go link it, it's going to do weird stuff. So my recommendation, give that some type of value. We'll go to 25, and I'll change this back to 20. What the heck? Change that back to 20. Say OK. I can double click this and take that parameter, right click on it, and create that formula to link it right off the tree if I want to. So I'm going to link that. And what I'm saying is that this offset is going to equal whatever that length is that's keyed in up here. Select OK. Select OK. Select OK. So I do now have the length working. If I change this to 28, change it to 30, it is changing. Change it back to 25. The only problem is that the holes don't know to grow with that. So what formula do I need to get to create these holes to go all the way to the end here? So the formula would be length minus 2 times the edge distance. So if I go to rectangular pattern, the length, I want that to be a formula. So what I can do is I can create a formula so it knows to be the same as that length minus 2 times my edge distance. So it's the formula is length minus 2 times ED. 2 meaning one edge distance here, the other edge distance being over here. That's your two edge distances. I gave you the edge distance of 1, so I'm just going to leave it at 1 and select OK. Son of a gun, I made a mistake. I typed in 1 and it's asking me, are you want metric? You want inches? What do you want? What kind of units do you want? I don't know what to do. So we got to go back into that formula and change the 1 to an IN for inches, all in lowercase. Select OK. Select preview, and beautiful. It's all set. Change this to 20. Oh, shoot. I hit enter instead of tab. Change this to 25. Change this to 30. I hit enter again. Change this to 10. Change this to 15. Notice that no matter what I key in, it's all set up nice and dandy. It'll create my equal spacings, whatever I need to fit the 29 holes between the space of 23 inches. Select OK. All right. So far we've got that part of the formula done. If I change this length to 30, it still doesn't know to grow here. Or does it? Double click this. The length is 28. The length over here is 30. That is my length, 28. When I go from this point to this point over here, it is 28. And it's saying on this computer that 28 divided by the 29 is giving me 0.824. That sounds right. I hit preview, but that doesn't seem to be doing that correctly. So I will hit OK, and I will change this back to 25. Now it looks fine. Change the parameter, change it to 15 and hit preview, change it to 10 and hit preview. Okay, so I don't have a nice easy number here. Let's do this. Well, we're at 25, so you know the length is 23. Take your calculator, (23) divided by 10 equals 2.3. The spacing should be 2.3. And it's saying it's 256. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. If my length, which is 23, which it should be from this point to this point, that should have known to switch that back to 22.3. Let's do this. Let's change instances to 15 and hit preview. It's changing the numbers. Those seem to be right. This is at a length of 23. I'll select OK, and I'm going to double click this, and I'm going to select 30 and hit enter. It didn't follow through. The distance from the first hole to the last hole should be 28, because we have a length of 30 minus 1. Minus 1 over here gives me my 28. When I do my rectangular pattern, it does indeed say it's 28. And it's saying 15. If I pull my calculator out and divide 28 divided by 15 equals, the distance should be 1.866, and it's reading 1.6429. This calculation is not going correct, and we cannot alter that because the computer is doing that. It takes the length and divides it by the instance to get that number. So Dassault's system is not working. It does not do this function properly, and you will not be able to use instance and length when we want to do formulas. Therefore, you'll have to switch back to instance and spacing and get instance and spacing to work. So your challenge is to go back to instance and spacing and see if you can get the formula for instance and spacing.